Máquina. A metaphor, garantido.
All right, so folks, if you're just joining us this wonderful evening, let's say good evening to every one of you, wherever you're joining us from. Let us say welcome to the show that Back to Default here on Top 105.3. And this platform comes away every Monday to Saturday here on Top FM 105.3. So whatsoever you're doing this evening and however the case is going to be, like we like to say, keep glued to your ready at all and don't you go away. If you are lying down in your house and maybe other room is closer to you, you can also help by carrying up your radio volume so that the person can be part of the show this evening. So just increase the volume a bit so that the other person next to you can also follow the show here at Back to Default. So we have 12 minutes past 9 o'clock, and that's the correct time tonight from where I'm seated here in the studio. So folks, on the first segment, while we're waiting our panelists to join us, we take calls from you to hear from you. What are some challenges in your various towns or villages, or what is it tonight that you want to talk about? Give you the opportunity to place a call, and we hear from you. So one of the news coming out from the president angle is all of the chiefs will be placed on payroll. Something that is welcoming. Our chiefs have been praying for a long time because some of them have been volunteering their services for 17 to 20 years and they are not getting paid.
My man, I think a political statement.
But the people going to do it. Just far as a political statement, but trust me, they will do it. So yeah, let's go and learn to pick up this first caller for. Hello. So just hold on that bit, I beg you. Yeah. Go ahead. Hello. Hello, your name, where do you join from?
Yeah, my name is Steven. Yeah, I'm calling for. I'm on call.
Steven, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm alive.
You are live. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, my concern, I got two concerns this afternoon. My first concern is I see people in Nigeria country to Zobush. If we to Zobush Junction, Market Junction, you see the LC wire all on the ground, all our people horse. They pass all around Zobush, the wire all on the ground. LC wires will be up, another be on the ground. When you pass it all in Zobush, you see the wire all on the ground. Small train happening away. So when the problem carries a small thing happening in a thing have a small train. I will. Some are connected to Jerry and team to come and work in Zobush to put all the wire together. After you reach Zobush, now you see the wire all on the ground.
Wow.
So I begin to Jerry and the people to come and fix the wire go and all on the ground in Zobush.
All right. Thank you so much for that. You are allowed, Chief. You are allowed.
My second concern the afternoon is Nigeria country. We hear some rumor around the superintendent taking money from the coaches who will be coach in Nigeria country to be Nigeria country coach.
Man, I think I rumor. But finish that thing I call long time. Emmanuel Keke is a coach. So that thing the people say maybe they still want drag the superintendent. I put finish with that thing long time. Thank you. Yeah, the people done with that whole coach issue long time. Emmanuel Keke is a coach. There's no other coach coming here again. The Germany, everybody out. Germany apply. Coach Jalo apply. And the people selected their coach. So there are no people that want to have a new appointment to say yes, or people going to get their time to send in another application. No. The people that are responsible for it, they are done with it. So if they are not choosing for now, next season you can still apply again. But the people have done with that. Hello?
Yeah, I was talking for
That's a network. Hello?
Hello?
I getting you, go ahead.
Yeah, the committee I elected a career full of. The committee are begging Chisapu, the senator of Chisapu, the Freetown, they picking teacher for say sorry. So teacher are putting a new coach on this month. I say I can find information.
Chief.
On every on Saturday.
Chief.
Teacher for the committee na the submitting upon it. They picking the teacher for say sorry. Now I have read to appoint coach. I don't want to tell you.
Thank you.
The person on Institute free the on smart every on school new. They say the baking name. We're not happy again to apply a coach or air.
So it will not happen again, right? Thank you. But I'm telling you that the people finish selecting their coach, right? I'm myself up talking as sports reporter. Due to my busy schedule in a university, that's the reason you don't hear me reporting on sports here until 105.3. But every Saturday 11 to 12, I always hear providing a show before. So I think my schedule is okay now. Saturday, you will hear from me. But I'm telling you again, the people have done with the appointment of coach. There's going to be no more new appointment. Keke is your coach, and you're also being counted to start a training before something. If you don't trust me, let's watch and see. But Keke Abend appointment is confirmed as your coach for Grand Jida County. So what we're doing, we're just doing it out for maybe the citizens. They are doing this one or talking about it, but it's done already. Coach Keke or Emmanuel Keke is a coach for Grand Jida County this season. So next season, we'll carry any other person that's qualified to do it. But the selections are based on qualification. So I don't know why people continue to be saying why they will not choose Germany, why they not choose this person. Everyone that apply. So the people look at the document and choose it based on your experience. The people went for an interview and they have to select him as coach. So yeah, thank you there. 776-105-105, 881-14-3504. Let's hear you this evening on the program. Back to D4. 776-105-105, 881-14-3504. And let's hear from you. What are issues of concern this evening that you want to talk about? What are some surprising issues that you're going through in your various towns and villages that you want to fleck out this evening? It's about time that you put in your calls, and let's hear from you. We want to learn and pick up this person. Hello.
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 Hello. This is Mr. Gonda. I'm calling from TV.
Mr. Segonda, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I have a concern.
Go ahead.
I have a concern. Are you getting me?
You are live and clear.
Okay. There was a platform here on this station called SKTV. I don't know what's the problem with SKTV. It can't be here anymore. What's going on?
All right. The administrators is listening. They will come on, but I'm not a rightful person to speak to that.
No, but the one you listen to, you like it.
Yeah,
the one you listen to, you like it.
Concern now because Anna said.
No, of course. No, yes, of course.
No, but Gonda, the one you listen to, you like it. The one you listen to, you like it.
It's the one that is coming on now.
Father man,
TV is out. I don't know what is responsible for that. I want to know.
No problem. Thank you. Your concern is well taken. And like I said,
okay.
The administration is also following the show. They see you as monitoring.
Okay. And also my concern has to do with it. 400,000. Are we done with this 400,000 issue in this country? Because I'm not hearing anything anymore. So is it being dealt with? Because we actually are waiting to hear about everything is just dying down. It's dying natural death. So I don't know what's the cause.
All right.
You got enough? Okay.
Thank you so much for following the show.
Okay.
0776-105-105, 881-14-3504, 776-105-105, 881-14-3504. The numbers to support you through this evening. Let's hear from you. 776-105-105, 881-14-3504. You're going to be live here on the show. I beg to differ. Mr. Nomo, how are you doing?
I'm doing
So folks,
fine.
keep
How
your calls
about you?
coming in.
I'm doing fine. How about you? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Okay.
We'll give Almighty God a praise.
Yeah. Yeah.
So folks, keep your calls coming in on 776-105-105, 881-1435-04. Let's hear from you. 776-105-105, 881-1435-04. The numbers will put you through this evening. You're going to be live on the show. They are back today for. So President Bouaka to place over 10,000 chief on government payroll beginning the 1st of July. Let's go on and take this person. Will come back, bring you the details of this. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're near. Where do you join us from?
This is Moses Doyunya. Who call you from Bible Village to be side, sweating near the person compound.
All right. Welcome to the platform.
Well, I may say I'm too sorry that I just came late and got a program, so I don't know and follow the program to know the question and answer. So please,
we just want to hear from. We just want to hear from you on your channel. What events happening in the county? What the major concerns you have? And there's a challenge that you're going through in the area you live in, whether on health, education. That is what we just want to hear from you until our panelists can come on. So just about getting the citizen concerned tonight on some pressing issues happening in this county. Maybe on a national scene, you can also speak about that. But while we are waiting, panelists, it's good to hear from you. I'm still like I'm reading this. Okay, that's DNA Liberia says Bouaka to place over 10,000 chiefs on the government payroll beginning the 1st of July. President Joseph Numa Bouaka has announced that more than 10,000 appointed chiefs across Liberia, 15 counties, will officially be placed on the government payroll effectively July 1st, 2026. The move described by the government official as the most significant reform for traditional leaders since the end of the Civil War is expected to provide financial support and formal recognition to the chief nationwide. In addition to the payroll initiative, the government is deploying county bosses to assist chief traditional leader with transportation, further screening local governances, and community engagement across the country. Wow. All right. We look forward to see that happening. Some of them I received because before. We look forward to seeing this happening if they will be able to get a bosses. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Okay, those are things that we expect from a sitting government.
Okay.
But not to get on air to be giving his speeches. See, government is for everybody. Government does not belong to a party or an individual. But some people have the audacity of making regular statements because they feel they are in power. And power is a borrowed coat. Anytime you can leave it. So when you are there, take the time how you talk to the rest of the people. He has a fellow called Noah Zhao Gibson. When you're EFBC, he had it to say, you finish buying Liberia. Anything that Kanye mocks at what he will put it out. He does not even regard anybody when he's talking. And what I heard is say he's visually impaired. Those are people that are supposed to be really, really careful when they are dealing with people. But he does not take that into consideration. He sees that there is the end of the government in Liberia. So anything that comes to him, the way he can pull off, he just talk recklessly. He does not even take anybody into account. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Segonda. So folks, keep your calls coming in on 776-105-105, 881-14-3504. We'll pick up the next person here. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, welcome back.
Hello?
Hello, you are live, Chief.
Okay, this is Moses the Williampo again. Who just called you now from Bible Village to people that on the prison the road.
Okay. Welcome back to the show.
All right, I just grabbed the show. They say thank you for the show tonight to be hearing that chiefs and other people will be getting bosses and other things. Well, if the chiefs and other people will be getting the priority to take them to other various communities and other things to know what's going on in the community, yes, those chiefs should have even more than that. I continue seeing it that this country is rotten rich, but our resources are not managed well. Chief, some of the guys, even a travel, get out his security and other things. Other things are not going on. The country has so many resources that people some will be benefiting from. Why can't you imagine that one representative alone make more than $14,000, $15,000 United States dollars and having more than 10 office stars to 13? But our chief cannot even get $100 payment salary monthly. My brother, those are things that we want to happen. And when you are talking in the interest of your government, don't talk in the interest, I have to say, you're only talking about 75 to 80, 90% of the scoring that you're scoring. No. But talk in the interest of the masses that are crying. Masses that even oil is about $75, below $75 United States dollar, that they cannot get the money for 2-3 months. Those things are so painful. We want more changes from the government. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Good evening, Mr. Napier. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Alex. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be on set today with our people, the Liberian people. It's good that Mr. Wright is in the studio. And Mr. Novo, I see his photo. But let me welcome our people in the radio and television land and say thank you for all watching us. I'm Chris.
Alex, please mute yourself.
All right. So let's just pick up two more calls and give it back to them, Mr. Ryan.
All right, yeah, to the super call with Star.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to unblock. I don't know who blocked Veteran Smith. That's why he can't come. on stage.
Wow.
So I'm trying to unblock him. I don't know.
Hello. Yes. I'm Chris Java Johnny from Material Resident the evening.
Welcome to the show, Chief.
If the raffle thing have to be done, it should be done for the Liberian people.
Sure.
Liberia is all we have, and Chile is all we should put first. We will never stop talking until we see the raffle thing be done in this county.
Mm-hmm.
We are still calling on our local authority, the street we call Broad Street. Zwedru is the face of the southeast, and we have that rule, the street, water setting on the street up to now. The local authority is still looking at that place. That place is bad of citizens, is bad for the motorcycle and even the car that using that road. The local authority, please see reason to face that place for the city and the citizens. Begging them. Thanks for the show tonight.
Thank you so much. So we'll pick up one more call and then we go back to the panelists and keep the show start here. Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You see, one thing that we are facing in Zwedru right now is the shortage of the police in this country. So the crime rate is alarming right now. People can physically attack people and take cell phones from them because why? We don't have enough power from the police. Will you imagine a traffic division for a whole country that 3 men, 3 person, regional, county, and 1 officer for the traffic division? Will you imagine what is going on? And the lack mobility. You see, there a lot of confusing things can really take place in this place. The government went to West start giving vehicle to Anasewa County attorney. People that are busy every day fighting crime. You don't get a car, then you say county attorney, you don't get vehicle. The men that will go to work and be seated in his office, and the people that fighting crime on a daily basis, they don't have car. You go get them some kind of funny motorbike, the traffic motorbike, the people running around here. Look at the kind of influx of people in this country. Suppose something really rigid take place, that single policeman will go there. You already don't have enough manpower, and you give them 2 motorbikes, whole country. Let's be serious here, man. We'll not be playing fun with this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, folks, at this point, we hold it there. Go back to the panelists, and then 11 o'clock, we're going to open the second batch of quarter here this evening. So let's just hold all of you there. But the Katu, you came late, we'll hold you there. Just wait for the second batch. By 11 o'clock, we'll open the line, and then we'll have you all. So just hold it there quickly with no time to waste. All of the panelists are here seated and ready for the show. So, Mr. Ryan, it's back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Alex, and thanks to all the callers. Welcome, fellow panelists. Mr. Nippy.
Yes, sir.
Can you run the table? Let me try. I'm trying to take care of Freya, man. I don't know what happened here. Somebody mistakenly blocked him. That's why. And you telling me that today? You telling me that I was like he couldn't come on the show. Okay, so we'll how to fix it. So please, while I'm fixing it in the back, can you run the table, please?
All right.
There are videos though, so let me know which one you want to play. A lot of videos you have to play. So, let me know the topic I want. I'll pick up the video.
But I only saw in the chat room a little boy who I think fortunately underwent surgery.
Oh, that's
in the recovery.
We can screen that. That's Claudia's son.
Yeah, I saw that. I just wanted to bring to be in solidarity with the family.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know whether it is at JFK or a private hospital, but I think they were saying that the surgery went well, and we thank God that the little boy is recovering. He is one of those for whom we are on this radio station. It is for those kind of people who would think we should be talking about, so that when we face out, we have children in the society, in the various communities and counties, who will run the affairs of the Republic of Liberia. Some of those kids who are today languishing behind prison bars could be redeemed, retooled, re-engineer their minds, that is, and then they could be wholesome and functioning in our society tomorrow. I'm in solidarity with Claudie. We have just commented on the photo and say all is well in Jesus' name. Having said that, I did not see anything else besides the FIFA games, or I think 1974, which were approximately 3 million persons. And in Chicago, Rahm Emanuel is saying that, excuse me, Rahm Emanuel is opposed to certain things that FIFA wants to do. And I don't want to talk on that. That is not my interest. My interest is to see how we can put Liberia first in our thinking, in our actions, in everything we do. Liberia first, because Liberia is the only nation that we have, and unless and until we can put Liberia always first, we will have failed ourselves. Would have done a great damage to ourselves. And posterity will blame us why we didn't take the needful action or the actions that were necessary. Why didn't we speak as gentle as we can, but to put in full trust the issue pertaining to our people, our country, founded in 1847, precisely because J.J. Rowers felt that there were certain things that inundated the nation at the time after he had served his second tenure as governor of the Commonwealth. And history tells us that our country has been wrestling with the situation that has to do with governance. Governance and development should be complementary. And that's why I'm happy that President Sirleaf was able to bring on board Dr. Amos Claudia, the late revered politician, former chairman of the interim government of national unity, His Excellency Dr. Amos Claudia Sawyer, to have manned the institution of good governance. I think he did his best. And I think the thrust of Mrs. Sirleaf's thought was centered on how government can position itself for the well-being of its people and the conduct of the institution of the Republic of Liberia called the government. How civil servants, how those in authority can blend their efforts and complement each other so that we can have a thriving economy, a robust and shining city, that everybody, given the wealth of our country, as I listen to one of the callers, given the abundance wealth that God has endowed Liberia with, we would do well. We all would do well to help our government. We all would do well to maximize the potential within us. We all would do well to be the ones that we trumpet the growth of our country. We all would do well to be able to advise, serve as special counsel to those in authority, not to abuse them, as some people do publicly, to vilify them. I'm told in the Bible that no one is perfect. All have fallen short of God's glory, and all have sinned. And that is why in the very Bible, when people were trying to discredit the efforts of the governor that day, Jesus asked, is there anyone here, because the woman had done things that were not societally agreeable, is anyone here who have not seen? Let them cast the first stone. That is a paraphrasing of what Jesus said during those days. So Like me, like any one of us on this set, throughout the world for that matter, we have all sinned and fallen short of the precious glory of Almighty God. We are not righteous, and secondly, those in leadership cannot be righteous. God is the only person who is infallible. We are all fallible beings. We are all endowed with shortcomings. Notwithstanding, we can brush those shortcomings, improve upon those shortcomings, and cultivate a good climate of civility, such that we transcend beyond the borders of insulting presidents, calling them different kinds of names. We will not call our fathers, our mothers, our grandparents, because they didn't buy us Kobe, or they didn't do the needful thing and call their names. No one does that. And the Bible tells me charity begins at home and ends abroad. So when I hear these offensive statements at times, I am taken aback. But let me come to something that is very potent on my mind with regards to the Grand Jide affairs and the Liberian National Police, be that as it may, has only assigned 3 police officers, if that is true, for the traffic division. But what happened to patrol? What happened to the patrol division? If you would send three officers, meaning the commander, the investigator, and one person who directs traffic, why is that so? It shouldn't be that way for a country the size of Grand Jide. And then you should have patrol personnel. You have sector patrol, you have mounted patrol, you have vehicular patrol, and you do foot patrol as well. Why is it that you have in Grand Jide, a country of, it's a huge country such as Grand Jide, and you have 3 men to mount the security needs of our people? I don't think that is something that I can clap for. As a former police officer, I don't think that is something that I can approve. As a former police officer, that is nothing that I will sanction to say, oh, you are doing well. Having said that, I think the Liberian police force is challenged. The director, I believe, is challenged in terms of logistics, in terms of finances. And so this is why I think he is doing the way he finds necessary. He's feeding the field of those countries with limited manpower, limited personnel, because he does not have the wherewithal to actually be effective and efficient as he wishes to do. And then we talk about Grand Jide. To put Grand Jide first, no, I discount that statement. I do not agree with that statement. The fact that there is top radio FM station in Grand Jide should not negate the fact that all of the counties should not matter but Grand Jide. All of our counties are equally important, like all citizens of the Republic of Liberia. All of our counties are to be protected. All our counties should be correspondingly developed. All of our counties should have the needful and manpower in terms of the judiciary, in terms of the justice system. The full justice arm should be elevated. The level that crimes are not committed and people going scot-free. I heard the speaker say people are attacked for their personal property, such as telephone. If someone is attacked for telephone, you can see that assault on the person could go far beyond just a telephone. Someone could be wounded. A lady could be attacked, rape could occur, a child could be murdered, and all sorts of things could happen, not only in Grand Gita, but throughout the counties of the Republic of Liberia. So those are things that I think we can discuss this afternoon, and see how we can speak to the issue of the police reinforcing its manpower in Grand Gita, and not only in Grand Gita, but to look beyond Grand Gita into the other areas, because safety is first. Safety correlates with even the situation that have to do with the medical areas. To be safe, you need a safe hospital. To be safe, you need police officers. To be safe, you need ambulances. To be safe, you need doctors. You need nurses. You need paramedical personnel. So it is a total framework of activities that are hinged on safety. Having said that, let's go to Mr. Nubo. Mr. Nubo, this afternoon, it's a pleasure to welcome you. And since we were on set last night, what do you have to say about the police shutting in Grand Gita County and elsewhere in Liberia? Is Mr. Nubo on set?
Yeah, can I come in later? May I come in later, please?
Well, if your hands are tied and you like to come in later, then they leave me with no option but to say you are most welcome, sir. But you have just spoken relatively. Coming in later, is that to say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or what?
Ten minutes.
Mr. Luke? Oh, very well. Thank you. Very well. Very well. Thank you so much. Mr. Wright, have you gotten the legendary news reporter on set?
No, I haven't. So let me do this. Siku, if you're listening, please try to unblock Veteran Smith. I don't know how that happened. But, you know, I can't do it from my end for some reason. Some of the tab that my research, you know, is telling me to look for. I can't find it. So maybe when you try and you'll be able to find it there to be able to unblock him. I don't know how that happened, but, you know, he told me, I told you it was not true. Then he sent me the screenshot. And I'm like, oh, okay. This is true. So let me see what I can do. But I'm trying on my end, and I can't get it done.
May I just ask a question?
Yes,
how is that possible?
I don't know. I really don't know. You know, I said, I know I didn't do it. And I don't think anybody on the set yet did that. So how? You know, so I asked him to try another number. He tried a number, but then it said the admin blocked you. But then it said it can't be from StreamYard because we can't do it from StreamYard. It has to happen from the Facebook page or the YouTube page that we're using. Yeah, and then it says the instruction then said, okay, Alex, yeah, try to see if you can do something about it. Yeah. And then it said we can do it from our end. We got to go into the YouTube or the Facebook page and to unblock him from there. And that's what I've been working, but I can't. I'm not successful. So Elliott's going to try.
What if someone were just to put himself or herself on hold and just forgot that you have yourself on hold?
That's a very good point there. You put yourself on hold and you forget to tell, and maybe the system just think that, and it kept you on hold forever. Yes,
exactly. That's what I got. What I was.
Come back in, it wants you to lift the whole side of
exactly.
It brings you back in. Yes, that's good. But let's see what Ellis can do with it. You want me to come in now, or you still going?
Oh no! I just pass it on to you, sir.
No, you're gonna be the moderator for the night. So if you want me to come in, let me know.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
All right. So as I was saying, I'm sorry I had to come on by 5:25, but the German man says it's better late than never. And your presence is always better than if you were to be completely absent. So I apologize for coming at 5:25 to the radio and television audiences. I was speaking on the question of how the Liberian National Police, against the background that it has limited resources, against the background that it has limited manpower, against the background that it has logistical challenges, what would you say, the director, how will you speak on this subject matter to enhance or to improve the thinking of the director such that he can approach the national government to resolve these problems? What are your thoughts?
Thank you, Mr. Napier. Thank you. When you actually asked the question, I'll listen to the question when you asked Mr. New the question first. And the first thing that came to mind is data. And then you put the question in real context, so they just even make it more befitting to talk about the issue of data. How would I present this to get the resources that we need in the Southeast, so that I'm trying to find the right word, my people. The 3 police officers, not funny, I beg you, not funny, that is manning the traffic in Zwedru can be, improved, and then across the rest of the Southeast. Now, Mr. Nippy, this situation even brings us, again, to be confronted with the issue of the Burkinabes and other pressing issue that is within the region. We've been told that artisanal, miners are creating not only environmental problems for us, but we also learned from the minister himself, the Minister of Mines and Energy, that there's no way for them to be able to trace what is happening within these arrangements, these little small, mining arrangement. All of that speaks to the lack of proper security forces in the region to be able to bring the government into full view of what is happening. Now, as somebody with business and financial background, the first thing that hit my mind also is no wonder why we're losing money here. No wonder why our budget is not expanding. Because who is telling the people, who is on site and telling these guys then that they need to adhere to the law? Who is telling them that? Apparently, nobody is telling them that, and so it's almost like a jungle justice, right? It's like a wild west. Everybody doing their own thing, and nobody's there to keep the rules in place. And because of that, you have all what we call the leakage. You have people are slipping through the cracks. Not enough security officers there to create that atmosphere of law enforcement and to keep people guarded about what needs to happen. And that for me is one thing that I would want to put forward when I'm making the case. I will make the security case, especially in the case of the Southeast, that we have give or take 140 or 180,000 Burkinabes in the region. We do have artisanal farmers. Artisanal miners that are creating environmental hazard. They are digging pits all over the place. But most importantly, they are slipping through the cracks with the minerals that they are mining, thereby creating some serious financial loopholes that is hampering revenue collection. I think if you make that couple of what you have said, that no development can happen in the absence of security to property. No development can take place in the absence of security to people's persons. No development can happen in the absence of it within the community and within the larger society. I think if we make that case to the legislature or to the IG and his administration, this may move the ball a little bit, or the needle a little bit. And so, hold on, maybe we got something here to think about. But all of this, Mr. Nippy, it depends on data. How do you make the case? How do you say we have 50, for example, 50 miners that are mining in CVI, for example. CVI is a mining center in Granger. CVI that are not reporting. We got the people that are using, people with class A, with class B or class C license that are mining with dredging equipment. Who stopped them? Who goes and says, no, you can't do this? Nobody. So they're making all that money, they're taking all that resources, and they're slipping through the cracks. They're not paying taxes on it. They're not reporting it to the authority. So I think if we make that sort of case, the authority will see reason why. And here's what another thing I'm going to add to that, and I will end there, Mr. Nippy, is to perhaps say, look, we understand the constraints. So I'm putting on my financial hat here. We understand the constraints. We know there's nowhere here to turn because the needs are many and the resources are few. But here's what we can do. Because these people are creating some environmental hazard and they themselves need security, why don't we put a premium on it? So, for example, if they were paying $5 for their license or the licenses, we will say you're going to pay $10 because you know why? We got to be able to put police here because you need police. And when you finish digging here, we're going to have a closer pit. So we put an extra $5 premium on their operations. That solves the problem right away, Mr. Nippy. It allows us to be able to collect that revenue and be able to fund the extra manpower that is needed from the police, and with all the logistics, the cars, the weaponry, the other logistics that needs to happen, the police depot, the jail cells, and we can be able to fund the state all right there for our operation. We can do that. So we don't have to tell them, so y'all got to go raise money from the legislature. They got to go, withdraw money from other priorities and be able to fund the new priorities that we're telling you. No. We are saying this priority can be able to fund itself by levying additional premium on those who are carrying on the artisanal mining operation, or those who are violating the licenses. I want to end there, Mr. Nippy.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our emphasis from what you just brought in is centered on data collection. Data collection is a problem because we do not have the manpower to regulate the sectors, specifically the mining sectors. The mining sector, especially those who are doing these petty miners. But I recall sometimes ago, I think it was during the crisis, where there was a process called the Kimberling process. I don't know whether it is still ongoing. I don't know whether it has been phased out. I don't know whether the government might be interested in the wake of Mr. Payne's information just nearly a fortnight ago, that the Kremlin process could be reintroduced, contingent on the absence of any information to be given to the public by the Minister of Lands and Mines. In his own words, the other time, it was appalling. It was very appalling that the Minister of Mines, will be on the public radio, public television to say, I don't know how much you're making here, where you're carrying the diamonds and all of these things. Why would the minister who has jurisdictional responsibility under the ambit of the government of the Republic of Liberia, we openly say he has no information, he has no data. He does not know the alluvial miners, what they mine, what they take out of the mine, what they do with the funds, where they carry them, and etc., etc. So yes, it's a problem of collection of data, because even the ministry does not have the figure, does not know the quantity of persons from Burkina Faso or elsewhere that are mining in our area. There is no raw intelligence to support the Liberian security apparatus that these number of persons are mining and taking out the resources. Then you have the challenge of the regular security. The regular security, the Liberian National Police, is not present vigorously in those areas. So it's a challenge for us to have data that the government can look at to make the kind of decision that the government needs to make. So we are emphasizing this afternoon on the question of national security. The question of national security should be taken seriously by the Ministry of Justice. The president cannot do everything. No, the president cannot do everything. Yes, he's the chief executor of justice, but he cannot do everything. That's why he has people that are put in these positions. So we are calling on the Minister of Justice this afternoon to see how I can augment, support, create the enabling environment that addresses the kind of question that has to do with manpower shortage, that has to do with immigration, because the Bureau of Immigration, I understand the deputy Attorney General or Assistant Attorney General is the Minister of Immigration, Liberian Immigration Service. So they work in tandem. So the Minister of Justice has a huge tax because he has a composite institution that comprises the police, immigration, the National Security Agency, and all the different parastatals that should complement each other in making sure that we have a comprehensive security sector activity, activities that will protect our lives.
Okay, I'm back.
Thank you, Mr. Nubo. Activities that will create an environment that is so safe. Like yesterday, when people used to walk in the counties, we all being troubled. In Monrovia, we all being troubled. They could go anywhere. But from the colors response, I see that there is acute apprehension for their safety in Grangeda County. Now, if one county is troubled for national security presence. Then it goes with us saying that all the countries have a similar need. So, Mr. Nubo, you being an engineer, you have had a vast experience in other sectors. Yeah.
I just want to remind you, just bring to your attention, we'll have Fred of Veterans we want to set now.
But might it have not been, he put himself on hold? How did Alex resolve that? Well, thank you so much that he's on set. So, Mr. Nubo, thank you for coming in. How can you address this issue concerning data? Because you're a man who loves to speak about data. What do you think the government needs to do? And how do you think the government could do those things?
Data with respect to what now?
Gathering information, the miners.
Mining. Oh. But
why do you laugh?
We have a ministry that is responsible.
Let me put it in context.
Okay.
Let us not isolate the other areas and say only mining. Data to feed the security agencies so that they can protect us well. Data to let the health sector know what is happening. Data to have the environmental control agency to know what is happening. How do you speak on those? How do you speak on that subject matter of data that correlates to those institutions?
Okay, in the absence of data from Legis, every ministry, every government agency is supposed to be keeping data. There are certain data that are supposed to be for the public, and that information is supposed to be there, but nobody is keeping data. No, you go to Ministry of Education now, you ask how many teachers we have or how many students we have in senior high. They would not know because they don't have the data. So I'm not talking about us going to create another agency. The people we have, I think some of the people know how to use computer. And they can start with something like Excel or start doing things. It's still us waiting for Papa will soon come. So that's my answer to that. And I think it was yesterday or today, I got a sad news that the District number 3, Maryland County, former representative, his wife, passed away in a fire in India. They went there for treatment. And I think she was one of the 21 persons that died in a fire. And I mean, I'm not trying to badmouth any government, but Liberians need to pay attention to the health sector. Since early time, I lost count of government officials that die in India. Plenty of them. Why? Because our hospitals do not meet the test of time. So when will we start building our equipping, training doctors, equipping the hospitals, and paying the nurses, the doctors, healthcare workers, paying them good money. So those are some of the things that were on my plate. I saw the case about the former CDC headquarters. I can't understand it. I saw some machine operators being trained in Maryland oil palm plantation. I don't know if they say from the southeast. I don't know if they're doing all the recruitment in Privo, or they just talking about Maryland alone. I feel that these people should be recruited in their respective counties, because Gosu will come again. The George Numo is the director in Privo. Actually will bring Gosu, and all the people that actually bring on his list will be shortlisted. So those are the things I have on my chest. Thank you
so much, Mr. Nubo. Thank you so much. You have so beautifully put it. The 180,000 Burkinabes. As we go back into our memory, tell us that in 1989, the crisis that enveloped the whole Republic of Liberia, 15 counties. We have remnants of people from Burkina Faso. And
a reminder now, the man who left us about 2-3 years ago, Veteran Smith, is in a house now.
Oh, okay. That's welcoming. That's very warming.
Okay. So
thank you so much.
You can reach out to him.
I will certainly reach out to him.
Okay.
So history reminds us that in a little town, when I was working for the Liberian Produce Marketing Corporation as its deputy regional manager, in the place, the region called Yabu region in Butuo, within the corridor of Ban Saklepie Man district, a group was formed there to start what was referred to as freeing our Liberian people from I don't know what. But in that group, we had a sizable quantity of Burkinabes. And I think the crisis might not have been so bittered, with people littered all over as if they were leaves falling from the trees, if we did not have strange element. But I think because the persecutors wanted to make sure that the job was done, so they had to amalgamate strange elements in the configuration of that group. Today again, we have from the executive mansion various numbers that tell us that we have the presence of the same people.
Do we have timekeeper tonight? Aji.
I am the timekeeper.
No,
the referee,
but you the referee, you playing no number 10, number 9, no number 12, number 11.
No, I'm introducing the subject to you, Mr. Nubo.
And you are also a goalie.
Mr. Nubo, I'm introducing the subject, so give me a chance. I'm trying to fetch a bone for you to chew on.
No.
Because I know you like the biggest part of the tabadoo. So just give me a chance. Today we have in our midst uncontrolled number, no statistics of their presence. It is believed that they are 140. Some say 80,000, some say 60,000, some say 180,000. And true to what Mr. Wright has said, data executive officers or administrators make quality decision. In the absence of that, you cannot make medical decision. In the absence of that, you cannot make police decision. In the absence of that, you cannot make administrative decision. More or less executive decision that is border on how much money can I give to this sector and what have you. So we have these same people here. And I will ask the veteran Smith, do you have any security concern going back to the days of 1989, 1990, that you have these same people doing alluvial mining? Is it only alluvial mining that they're doing? Or they got some cutlasses, machete, hitting? Or there could be arms hitting against the background that somewhere in Grand Cayman County, the police will stop for executing their full duty. What are your thoughts?
Thank you very much. Thanks for being back on the podium, but I never left the podium. It's just that getting on the podium was very difficult to get, so that was the reason. And then when that happened, then my job, and so those were the two reasons, but I didn't leave the podium or the platform. So I just want to make that correction. Something that I started, I wouldn't just leave it abruptly. Maybe I would come on and say I'm leaving. So since I never stated that, then maybe they had technical problem or whatever was the problem. But that was the reason why I haven't appeared. So since that is resolved, then let's, on the subject matter of Burkina Faso, I've been on this subject matter for some time now, being that when it started newly, when it was brought to the attention of us on the radio station, that they were farmers. But at that time, people were concerned. But then what we found out that the people within Grand Jida invited the Burkina Faso to take care of the farm. Now, at that time, we raised the red flag. It's one thing of them coming, but it's another thing if there's any security problem within Burkina Faso. And since the Burkina Faso is doing well, if the people would not just migrate in that form, the people would leave one country and come to the other country, but to come mass movement or migration of people, either they're running from something or they're looking for better life or something, then we need to study what's going on. But since our people invited them on the farm, made the security problem very difficult because they brought them, they introduced them, and there was a problem where the superintendent of Grand Jita use his power by doing an investment with Burkina B that will encourage that investor to bring more Burkina B in Grand Jita. But now to your question, the way it's going on right now, where you find them going to different counties now. It's not just the southeastern region. It's not just my own county, River Cess. They go into Kipma. They go in other areas. Then it's a security concern. It's a security, because if Burkina Faso is closer to Grand Jita, I can understand why people want to go close, but then leaving, going Kipma, going to other countries in a mass number, and the number is increasing, then it's a concern. But my concern mainly go to the senator and the representative of these counties, especially with Grand Jita. Senator Yaya have talked about it, but have you brought something to the floor to tell other lawmakers how to resolve this problem? And I don't think they have done that. And so that would be my concern. They need to bring it up. They need to bring a bill. What the government needs to do, the security apparatus and other people involved, but the lawmaker need to be involved. So I would just stop there instead of talking too long. So that would be my contribution. Any other question, then I will answer.
Mr. Wright, are you there?
Yes. I'm here, sir.
What is your take on what the veteran has just said? His concern is, why is it that the senators, why is it the superintendent, why is it that the people are saying they brought them to work on their farm? That's an F letter. But now we have them way beyond F. They've gone to M, into mining. So his concern is, why is it that way, and why can't the senators or those responsible, why did they bring them in the first place in Grand Jita? Do you see beyond the farming and the alluvial mining and the mushrooming of these people into other locales, that something very, very sinister is on the way? What are your thoughts?
Thank you, Mr. Nippet. What Veterans Bill has stated is the truth, and I think many people out there has been forthcoming. I think about whether or not they have Burkinabes, and I think Alex the last time put this in context to us. That there are some people in the family who will divide the land, and then they come and say, "Oh, you stay here, do your thing," but then they'll leave them there, and then they come into town, and they're not tracking what the Burkinabes that have on the land, are doing in general. They may be thinking, the guys are there mining, the guys are there farming for me, but are doing other things, And so I think that's where the problem lies. And I can see where he's coming from is the personal responsibility aspect. We got to be responsible for the people that we bring on our lands, the people for whom we are responsible for. If I have one Burkinabe on my land, I must make sure that Burkinabe is on my supervision, and I know every time what he is doing or he or she is doing, so that I'm not found in violation of their actions. Now, here's what we can do in order to mitigate such actions. You got to be able to find people. This is what America is so good for. And this is what you got to appreciate this country. Their country put the law to use. And they said, excuse to the law. Ignorant to the law is no excuse. You cannot get behind the wheel in this country as a driver and go there and start running red light And then when they pull you away, so I'm sorry, I'm your new driver. No. You know, they will make sure that before you get behind that wheel again, you will think of the consequences that you will face if you get caught. Mr. Nippet, this is what we don't do in all of Africa. Now, I understand I'm African. I was born and bred in Africa. I came to the country when I was a grown man, okay? I'm not going to give them my age here, but I came in when I was a grown man, full-fledged grown man. So I understand the culture. We are a communal community. We live together. We look out for one another. But what we don't do is that we don't allow the law to hold us responsible, even within this communal living. And we took it from the village down to the city, to the counties, and now it has seeped into our governance structure. We see people stealing, violating the law. But say, oh man, I know Archie, man. Oh, I know Archie father. Oh, I know Archie ma. I know Archie grandma. Some of Archie ma say we from the same community. His grandma, my grandma, they live together. That kind of stuff. We have forget about the personal responsibility of our existence. My responsibility to you, Mr. Nippy, and your responsibility to me. And collectively, our responsibility to our society. We have forget the aspect of our lives. We have forget it. Now, you must go back home and say we want to uphold that part. That part is it that says, I must be responsible to my neighbor, and my neighbor must be responsible to me. There's all that man come from America. That American would have life, we don't do it here. But what do you do? That way of life you've been living for the last 10, 20 years, it has not served you right. A lot of men walk the street and throw, people down. You see, it's wrong, but you're lying to go. A lot of men come and take his the trash from his house and come and dump it right in the street and expect the city cleaner to come and clean it. Meanwhile, he could have taken that, put it in a bag, tied up, and put it somewhere good. And don't have to just put it in the street like that, in the open. Where it seeps, it get rotten, and then it starts to smell, and it makes everybody sick. You can stop that. But he said, oh no, man, I know that, man. Yeah, I go out, man. Other people been doing it, what you can do it too. That kind of lack of responsibility, Mr. Nippy, is what is holding us down. And I can understand where the veteran Smith is coming from. If you bring somebody to farm on the cocoa land, from your land to grow cocoa for you, keep your eye on that Burkina bee. Make sure that Burkina bee is there to do your cocoa farming and not to go into tree to logging, or he goes into diamond mining, or he goes into gold mining, or he goes into charcoal production, cutting down trees and burning them to produce charcoal. That is not what we want. I think if we do that, Mr. Nippin, it will serve every one of us in the right direction. That lack of responsibility to one another and to the state is what is causing this problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. You talk about communal existence. It brings to mind because when the community, the co-op system in farming, the co-op system where a village X, we call the adjacent village and its people, for instance, doing rice harvesting, and they will come and put together and harvest the rice, and they will share. In a sense, it's a communal, it's a form of communism, but you will not want to use that hard word, that hard term, because when people are coming together for the collective good of a community, it is said to be a communal way of doing what you need to do. Having said that, don't you think, Mr. Nubo, are you there? Alex, in fact, let's Alex coming for a while, because Alex spoke so beautifully the last time on this subject matter. Alex, how can, because you can identify so many things. You can say what happened, but how do you think the government can address the kind of problem against the background that we have strangers in our midst? They are digging hole. They came to find rice. They came to find cassava, but they are digging diamond. They are digging gold. How do you think government can tackle this kind of problem and come with a solution? What do you think the government could do?
Well, let me say thanks, Mr. Nebe. If the government want to tackle all of these things, actually it needs a lot of finance, because mind you, those people, like I said, they are settled in a bush. Normally they come to town every Sunday. Some of them don't come to town 1 month, 2 months. They just in a bush. You only see them if their rest is finished. That's the only time they come. So if the government want to solve all of the issues, meaning that they have to have a security team that will be patrolling within that forest. And some of the area those guys are, Mr. Nebe, is whole day work. It's whole day work. You have to work from 6 to 6 before you even get to some of them destination that maybe they are doing cocoa farming. So if the government want to do that, meaning they have to get a strong team. Not people that will just go there today, see the area and say, oh yeah, tomorrow we'll come by, then they don't go by the next day. And then another thing is, our security at the various borders need to hold fire with those that are coming in, because the one that are in the country already becomes a serious problem, and then you are still allowing other people to come in. So how will you work? So let's deal with the first one here. Let's see that by then any other citizens can be allowed to cross a Burkina. Or sometimes those that leave from here, because normally when they leave from here to go for a break, if they are coming back, they will bring their brother behind them. So if the person is going to get down the person information, if they try to bring in a new person, you stop that person, and the person, you allow them to go back to where they came from, and maybe the person who left the country before, you can allow them back in the country. Doing such, we can work with the number we have here now to see how best we can put all of these things on control. But every day and then, Mr. Nebe, the people are just coming. There are other people say, they don't speak French. So some of the people then, they are finding it difficult to even ask them where they come from or who bring them. Some of them don't speak French. They don't understand French. They just speak that Mosi language from Burkina Faso. That's the only thing they speak. So you have to carry them. And somebody who maybe stayed around Arico area, you will speak the French to them. They speak their language to them. Then the person translates it to you. So you see the kind of a situation that we're in now. So for me, the government need to tell us all of those security apparatus at the various borders to say no. The number we have is too much. So you shouldn't allow other people to bring peoples in our country. For now, let's see what we can do, because some of those people they brought for farming now, involve themselves into mining business. And if the person, because for them, they can't look for money. Some of them, if I will speak, they don't want to go back because they say they have nothing in Ivory Coast. So it's better to be here in Liberia to be hustling. So if they are seeing a lot of resources here, it's free government, not embarrassing them, they will be calling their friends and brothers to be coming here. So for me, I think that is the best way. With the number we have now in the country is too much. So the security at the very checkpoint of the borders or the port of entrance can just hold fire with other people that want to come in to say no. have some situation here. Let's solve it for it. If there's a name be to allow people to bring other guys and you'll be okay.
Let me hold you on that. Let me hold you on that. Where the need is. Can you mute yourself, please? Where the need is. Contingent on that word, that phrase, what the need is, or what the need was for farming, for alluvial mining. I got my land, I want to cut down the trees, and then I want to start my coal business, where the need exists. So that brings me to the point where I can clearly say the problem that is coming to Liberia is being brought by those who thought they could meet their needs or what they want to do on their respective farms. Farming cocoa, which is not bad. Farming cassava, which is not bad. Cutting down some of your trees, which is not bad to make coal, because our country, our people depend on coal. All of those things are not bad, but what is bad is to bring trouble on yourself. What is not proper is to do something that will endanger the safety and lives of other people. What is most appalling is when you look at your own interests. You are egotistical, you are self-centered. I want to make $10,000, and one of the persons said, I'll be in town. And when I go there, they give me 2 stones and value at $10,000. The Kimberlin process is being undermined because of this need. Mr. Veteran Smith, you have not been here for a while, so I put this question directly in your hands. Is it possible that you can schedule, make a schedule how you can invite the Minister of Justice, the Commissioner of the Bureau of Immigration, the Director of the Forestry Authority, the Director of the Rural Development, the Director who has to do with the environment, environmental control, because all of these things are like a fishing net. They are hitched together. And in that fishing net is a danger that if that fishing net is thrown over the Republic of Liberia, we're going back to 1989. And someone will ask me, why do you say so, Mr. Napier? Did they not constructively analyze what they were about to do? And they brought these problems on us. Yeah. Now we got Burkina Faso, people present in River G, in Grand Jida, in Grand Kema County.
Oh, okay. How are you?
We understand that they are going to Kipama, where Mr. Nubo lives. I mean, where his family lives.
Yeah.
And they are in process. Is there a way, Mr. Smith, that you could schedule the presence of the Minister of Justice and all those that I named?
I will make an attempt to get them. First, I was trying to get the Minister of Agriculture because of what took place in my other states, California, Sacramento, and I spoke with the ambassador, and someone is already on the ground and they missed their flight the last time, but they will soon be on the ground. And when they get on the ground, it would be very easy to get all of these people in the Unity Party government to come on our show. And sometimes it takes time, but when they get on the ground, first we started with the ambassador, and I'm working with him to see whether to assist in getting the Minister of Agriculture. And when I get
let me just come in with your honor question to you. Let me come in. My question was not centered on rice production, because rice production is going to be secondary when we have the security concerns settled. Okay,
I got you.
Have the president. My question was centered on security.
Okay.
And I said, and I have named to you a composite need centered on the Minister of Justice being present, because if we do not have peace and tranquility, the $200,000 dollars that is promised or have been promised or is envisioned will not materialize, against the background that you have in those forests the presence of strange elements, the presence of strangers, the presence that have troubled us before. So this is a problem that seemingly is inundating the entire for the 2,000 square miles. Okay. So if you have for the 3,000 square miles. So if you have all of the presence of these people throughout the length and breadth of the Republic of Liberia, I found it impossible for that dream of bringing Californians to make rights possible, wherein some danger explodes. Bam! The question becomes, how can these people do their farming? So this is against that background that we are asking for you to scare you. Speak with the Minister of Justice. Speak with the Minister of the Director of FDA. Speak to the Director of Environmental Agency. See if we can bring the Police Director, as you brought those people, the honor names that you brought the other time, and they came up with this data that we all were able to just throw in the trash can. And see whether the Police Director can come, because this is a national security imperative. Border on the survival. Mrs. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf might not be able to run out of the country. She's old now, she's aging. We need to protect her. We need for Marura to be safe, because if the people are coming through the western frontier, it reminds me of Ulimo K, Ulimo J being organized in Bombay Hills, and then they sprung from Bombay Hills, got to Pearl River, and then all hell broke loose. We cannot have our old people running, nor can we put our children, those who God have given us to repopulate the Republic of Liberia, to be in present danger. So I'm giving you the reasons why we need these people, so that when you're talking to them.
I understand your question. The President of Liberia, Joseph Boakai, have appointed certain individuals like the Minister of Justice, the National Security, all of the local government, all of them to work together to come out with a report. And if I go right now to talk to each of them to come on, I think we should wait until they report to study the Burkina Faso, the situation, what's happening, and he needs that report. So what I would find out, how early that report, we can have that report and see what are they doing as the government, the Unity Party government, to address this situation. But they have put them together to come up with a report.
It brings me to mind, just a moment, sir. You know how people have a profound parable. They say, drive me a sweet. But while the hunter is in the bush looking for the dry meat, what will you be eating with your dry rice? While they are doing the report, they need to be put on notice that the public anxiety is rising. The public concern is mounting. The public interest is becoming heightened, such that we cannot wait because Mr. Nippy wanted to man his rice farm in Burkina Faso, and then the people that he brought endangered national security. We need to hear from the Minister of Justice in the interim of that report that they are fixing, because report could take forever, and our people could be running helter-skelter. So I encourage.
And I will make an attempt.
To you, Mr. Nubo. To you, Mr. Nubo. Is Mr. Nubo there? Oh, Josh Nubo is gone again. So, Alex, let's go to the radio audience, radio and TV audience, to see what they have, what question they have, what input they have, what suggestion they have.
We also force, and of course that's it here on Top 105.3. The time is 12 minutes up to 11 o'clock, and then we will now open the second batch of caller here this evening on Top 105.3. So number to put it through and be part of the show at 0776 105 105 881 1435 04. 0776 105 105 881 1435 04. Let's hear from you here this wonderful evening. 776 105 105 881 1435 04. 0776 105 105 881 1435 04 are the numbers supported through, and you're going to be live tonight here Top 105.3. Let's hear from you. If it's not correct, we got to come so. From 9 o'clock till 12 midnight, we sitting here, we ready to fight. No palaver, no fear inside. Root must talk, we not. Put a course through on 776 105 105 881 1435 04. We go on a line and pick up this person. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
No. This is now they calling from Webokota. Are you getting me?
Yeah, you are live. Why?
Okay, thank you. Okay, with the concern upon this service, the condition we are living in this country. How will the Burkina be come in the country now, the foreign in the country? The risk that involved. People are not looking at the risk involved. Those who start bringing them from the beginning, they didn't know the risk that were involved. Now the people took over the whole place. So at least let them try. But then some of them say regretting it. Or let the government try, and the people they will get back and then reduce. Then my second point is this Liberia, God gave Liberia resources, lot of resources. We're not supposed to even go borrow money from the Western world. Because the resources, the forest alone, then they go and they diamond everywhere. But then our government borrowing money from the Western world and so on. It can really get to me, especially where with the citizen we are living, I get poverty. Dr. Kofa one of my cousins they called Dr. Kofa. Dr. Kofa suggested to Unity Party government from the initial stage that somebody must create a bureau that you could create. Let me be the head. So I'll get people working with me, then they will go out there to be monitoring our resources. They say, okay, where a proposal? You got a man, he wrote a doctorate degree. So when he wrote that book, that proposal, and carried it to them. From the beginning of when the time they won the election, from the beginning, he gave that idea to the people. He wrote it, he carried it to them. Where they place that proposal today, the guy angry. Because why he foresee that time? That's what we are crying on now.
Sure.
He said, let's just create that bureau, we'll monitor the report. But who bringing report to them now? As I learned when the people went to came out, you ask the company, say, how much people making? I didn't want you to ask. There will be people that you're already monitors that on the field. Will bring report to you that the couple was saying. But then you go ask the man. So what the man telling you now, then you will believe the man. Somebody man tell you, say, this is the amount we are making. You know the man will say, this is the amount we're making. It's the money the government monitors. On the field will tell you, say, this is the amount. But then you asking the man, how much? Logging in that thing? No logging. No logging. So our people, they are killing us. Nobody monitoring the people doing their own thing, and we are just here living higher poverty. So it makes our children now going take greener pasture, they're taking risks. Well, why? We have the resources, God gave us the resources for also enjoy. But we are not enjoying, we're living higher poverty. So, we'll continue to pray to God, and one day, God will fix that for us, and the right thing will be done. So I want to tell our parents, thank you. And always they will lose their sleep. Always they will gather soon in the morning, and then will come in the evening, and they are concerned about us. So I want to tell them thank you, and God will continue to bless them. Thank you for the show.
Thank you so much, Manfi, for being part of the show.
Okay, you're welcome.
Folks, let's hear from you. 776-105-105 881-143504. 0776-105-105 881-143504. Quickly, let's pick the retired captain. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dwell Edisana. Good evening, and good evening to our professors. Welcome in class, and welcome to the brand new edition of this week. Ellis, the story of Liberia is hard to be told. I repeat, the story of Liberia is hard to be told outside there because there's a lot of shame that is in front of our story. One thing I observe that breaking down the disrespect and the overlook of our citizens and the entire government sector is derived from the national leaders themselves. Why? Because the act of the government starting with the disrespect of the rule of laws, the breaking down of their own rule of law, constitutional disrespect, it make the foreign national to follow it and get to overcome the way of doing things in our country. They get to observe that there is no rule of law, no strong enforcement of rule of law in our country, because it started from the national leaders themselves. So what do you expect of the one who is supposed to be implementing the laws? He or she will start going after their own benefit. Where are we? In every society, rule of law must be very strong, very, very strong. But when it is lacking, it's weak, it becomes overlooked by the very system. Things will always go helter-skelter. Those our brothers we are referring to today called Mosi people were brought in country by our very selves.
Sure.
The other time I said on the radio, all of our national and local leadership in county, they got Mosi people on their farms. They got Mosi people on their farms working for them. Some were brought in through put of entrance where there are no security. Take for example, leader will ask the Katu, I mean, bring some people from, oh yeah, see, I can bring, okay, yeah, bring them. Then in bringing them, instead of using the main entrance point so that they'll be introduced to national security, I prefer introducing the bypass that we call the illegal entrance points to the foreign national and bring 5 in. We sit down for 1 week, then the 5 will tell me, say, my brother coming, you won't come and say, yeah, go for your brother. The man coming with a brother, instead of 1 brother coming, he coming with 10. They use that identical way. That 15 in numbers, the number is increasing. Now, when you ask me what is the way forward, the way forward there is establish a leadership for them. Let there be a governor or whoever you will call them. Then you go through that governor and say, you know what? No, from today, go to example places the entire Kunamo belt to your proper registration of your people. Government want to see them. Government want to listen. From there, we send team after you to do head count muster. Go to first town, maybe Bantry town. All of them from the bushes were somewhere in a town. And then one person that will be caught in a bush will deport him right away. All of them should assemble. They do head count muster. Japa Wuluzuo, yeah. Berekatu, yeah. Peter Paul, yes. John Brown, yes. Johnson Peter, yes. Then you ask which one of the town or village you're from. They tell 15% go one side. They tell a village you're from, let the town chief come and get total listing of them. You know about them. They're from Peter Wu village, yeah. The other one from Berekatu village at 25 there, yes. They had a listing here. Head count muster. Forget about government officials say I say business. Let our representative who went and appoint a Monsignor to be a Lusion within his office in his words so that it will be easy to interact with those people to get a database, to get a day-to-day activities. Go and ask him now, can he give full account of the number of Monsignor that in Bazon Tissue that he represented? Tissue number 2 or number 3, I mean? The answer is no. Let's talk about our own issue number 3. I mean, number 2, issue. So, because the breaking down of the rule of law from national leaders, it comes down. Somebody will sit down and say, my man, I don't want to bring it to. Go out there and see what's going on. So, until national leaders themselves can enforce the rule of law to the letter, things will change. But until then, my brother, we just need to be waiting for the grace of God. People like Mr. Right there, you know, Mr. Noble there, who choose to say, hey, why they should have all that we want, we get it to our disposal without nothing to lose. But the local will say, no, we were there, we came from there, we have to go back there. We cannot deny that place. Let's try our best to speak through the radio, to connect with friends who we think we got close proximity to that in leadership. Continue talking to them. Only God can pay you for it. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, Peter Kato, for being part of the show. 0776-105-105 881-143504 0776-105-105 881-143504. Let's go on the line and pick up this person. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, brother.
Good evening. Your name, where do you join us from?
It's Benson Guinean. I'm joining you from my office.
Bestman Junior, welcome to the show.
Okay. Just to a little bit summarize this, that we are own problems of everything that is happening in this country.
Okay.
If I say we are on our own problem is that we have to go back to our forefather. Hello?
You are live, go ahead.
Okay. If I say we are own problem, I'm saying that we are own problem based that we have to go back to our forefather. Because the problem here is that if you really read the history of this country, that Liberia were able to be recognized by America in less than 15 years. You know what I'm saying? 1862. Based on what is said that our own stubborn by Abraham Lincoln. So in this light, they said we were not able to build it. And in this, I think that time, yes, the problem that is said that there will never be at their development. Then we ourselves too, we are taking this particular priority. We say yes, because as the Americans said, there's no development. And all of those officials that we have been or nothing, they are getting consultation from these people. You see it? So there is no need. We talk. But we need to know the beginning of where we are from and what are the causes. This is the real cause of our problem. So the only way we need to do this is to come together as Liberians and work hand in hand and be able to defeat what is said. Well, because we did not obey them or they were not able to recognize or even in 15 years. So in this process, when we come together, we will be able to move. But at the end, when you even elect John Brown only, so whether people come, people this and that, what we have to do is that just to move power and collect those people. When I say move power, is that not just to move, but all our leaders that go in power is to invite them. Have a town meeting with them. But how many of them, when you invite, they can come? I was going to invite them, they said, I'm my own money. So there's no need. You see? So anyway, we have to talk. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my dear brother, for being part of the show. Let's pick up the next caller here. Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening, Ghanaian. Where do you join us from?
I'm Emmanuel Taru calling from Tiamattown.
Emmanuel, welcome. How is Tiamattown this evening?
Yeah, Tiamattown is okay. The rain is falling, but things is okay. Everybody is okay here.
All right, go ahead.
Well, thank you. From the presentation of Mr. Nepe, I grabbed two things in his presentation. One, what I grabbed from the first time was the way we talk to national leaders in this country is bad. Now, they are staying until they enter Nigeria. There's a Nigeria preacher that gave an insult to our president. This thing divided with Liberian people. And now he is standing out of this country. You see the kind of thing we're doing? If we go on the radio, our young people, with the middle age, we talk the way we're not supposed to talk to our national leaders. And that is not good. It's putting the country on the wrong path. It's not good at all. We should try by all means to desist from that. So it can carry Liberia to a place that it don't supposed to carry this country. The second thing here is the police system. And I hear of district will have 2 police officers before I'm talking about the entire county. Now go do your survey in Riverside. You take down some districts in Riverside, you not even find a police officers there. And this thing started from the time the war ended. All to pressing, this system can be changed. Not today, the particular government, but it started from the time the war ended. So we need to try by all means, as Mr. Nepe and Mr. Niwo said, that the Justice Minister need to come on air and clarify things. How police assignment in various counties can go, so we can know all of these things. So thank you very much tonight. And I want to say thank you to our panelists, some of us who are always listening to them. and we need more ideas from them, and we want for them to continue to discuss our country so we'll be able to be on the rightful path. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your listening role play. Keep listening and always follow
Thank
the
you.
show. 0776-105-105-881-1435-04. We'll pick up two more scores and then we'll give it back to the panelists here on the show. 0776-105-105. We'll pick up this person. Hello.
Good evening, brother.
Good evening. Your name, where do you join us from?
Thank you very much. My name is Isaac from New Jersey.
Come again?
I said my name is Isaac from New Jersey.
That last name, I'm not really getting clear.
Wolobo.
Oh, I say Wolobo. All right, go ahead, I say.
Thank you very much. You see, something I want to say. The most people, they think the white bodies and do a talking. The hell is always do it by this. It's always tell people to go and do the in Regina in my area for me from Robert. Well, one ball, if you don't want the Moroza, he's trying to talk with the representative. Any multi-men in a whole area that I can they may get on record. Going Jefferson. Then we get Jefferson money asking how many books in be again the whole of your body city land. He will tell you how many. If you bring anybody, if you carry either the depending to the town people, it's carrying on the farm, but you have to go to Jefferson office. How much percent like 10% the mail registered their name, everything to what they coming from, their moral and name. Everything that somebody going to citizen at the time. How they men are doing put on record. So how the people supposed to do it and they're not free that money. People can pay money before they do it. Because that copy, they will share it, they will get it, they will share the copy into two. They will get some to the central government, then the local authority, they get some. He said you will get some with him. You get see copy, get it that. You share with the people then. So they have to do it, yeah. When you do it on the system you want to put in place, then you start telling them, you use that meat to get those people then. Another thing when we're in Arago, because some of the war meal will go in Arago. No woman that can get bread in the bush. They make sure as soon as that better read, maybe 7 months, 8 months, you go to town. That in the town you can get bread because they want to put you on record. That how the people can know that, yeah, they child are booking a big child. Because when you go to the hospital, you go get bread. Where you coming from, your money and your father and everything. You give you your car. But now all those things that we not putting in place, people just there, they put in the bush, we agree the people in the bush, but there are certain messages, certain mechanics we need to put in place and you put everybody on record and people will be on a crowd. So my own advice, I want people to really stay noted on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that is also happening in Konevo. People are taking it down. The various town chiefs are also doing the same. People registering with them in a town. They want to know the total number of people within their town. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Your name, where do you join from?
I'm Fidesco Talejian. Sorry for 2 weeks community.
Fidesco Talejian. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I want to budget on one of the things the guy was saying that police officer and so they make an install police school. They've got experience for them to be plenty. They find because they be area all the different be area they go like say police school they not reach fast. They not good. They get plenty time behind that area get time plenty time around get time. So what police school not plenty one five 3% in our area district. Not fine. So that government here boy that they flop police school. Yeah, I think flop police school that for recruitment. So when they have two students so they can join. Well, flop the police school. It's not in the district.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I want to say I want that go monitor they can put it out of the country go they pay like go I let man get home you know pay money to pay for food. It's the people that get good money. That government pay good money there. That put develop the country to do want we not getting good money. How you put money together going to school? How you put money together to pay good for that go be behind because the salary of the government work for enough plenty. That was pay our own money. Now you will pay for. That was pay our own money plenty. That pay government work for them good money there.
All right. Thank you, plenty.
Yeah.
All right, so my people that they will hold the land there, go back to our panel in the evening so they can continue with the show. So just continue to listen to the show and don't go far. So Mr. Nepe, is back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Alex, for sending that microphone.
Yeah.
Very well. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much. You can feel the sense of belonging, the sense of not being pleased, the sense of unquietness, the sense of interest about this national security imperative. The concerns that our people are raising, I think it will be the same throughout the remaining 14 counties of the Republic of Liberia. When you have unrecorded strangers in your midst, and what it has another angle, it balloons the number of persons in terms of population. If population census were being taken now, it will balloon the number of persons in the Republic of Liberia. Not known that extra number accounts for those who are strangers. So when you hear from the likes of Fidesco, need police support, augmenting the police, the lack of proper protection in their areas, to employ high school students and pay structure to be reviewed and improved. As a Waluba speaks about the Mosi people, the very Burkinabes, and Mr. Jefferson has commenced a process centered on the number of people in their country. And he even brought something that we can sell to the health and social welfare people department, that they need to begin a process of identifying pregnant mothers, not only Burkina Faso, but pregnant mothers who are in the further area of a particular locality in the counties, in the region of Monrovia, etc., so that they come out of those areas and they are recorded. And you know their date of birth, the family to whom that child has been born, and the community in which the person has been born. And they seem to be in agreement with what we said, the fourth, one of the callers, for us to have the Minister of Justice to come on this show, so as to give us some information pertaining to the concerns of the people in relation to the security, the acute, as I like to qualify that way, the acute security imperative of addressing these needs. And then our national leaders have been disrespected, the caller says, because of what we do, how we do it. And it makes no sense, because none of us will talk to our parents in a way that is not respectful, because the Holy Bible says, honor thy father and thy mother. But some of our citizens have forgotten that a man, Mr. Coley, in your environment, who lives in your community, you cannot talk to Mr. Coley. I will bring you to size just now. I respect old people, but I will soon talk to you in a way that you will not like. Will you talk to your father that way? No. But they have this unusual tendency of speaking to our national leaders in a very, 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 very awkward way. Calling the president of Liberia, the former president of Liberia, names. They are your leaders. They are human beings. They cannot be 100% correct. They forget just as you also forget, because they are human beings. So a sense of duty, a sense of responsibility, a safer sense of understanding that these people are my leaders, and I should talk to them in a very honorable way, irrespective of what they have done wrong and where they went wrong. Then we have Mr. Bestman. Mr. Bestman said the problem is ours. We brought it upon ourselves. We need to come together as Liberia, and we need to call upon our leaders, our senators, who brought these people to town, and have what they do here in the United States to call a town meeting. These people are your servants. Our leaders, we vote them into offices, and it is our right to chart the course, the bearings upon which they should tread. We have the compass, and we should put the compass into their hands and give the navigational political direction that they need to tread. That is what I will sum up as what Mr. Bestman has said. And my Captain Doe puts it in another way and talk about law and order not being obeyed. He frowns on it, and he talks about the story of Liberia that we had to be told. And then he said that should be head count of the Burkinabe. But my disagreement is that the troublemaker should not be the one that you put in charge. Because when you put the troublemaker in charge, they might undermine the potential of having the kind of things that you need them to do. So you put a referee over them who will be the proper person to give the kind of report that you need. And we want to thank Manvik, who came on first and said that the risks should be reduced. She talked about national resources. We have abundant national resources, but she is questioning herself. In the midst of plenty, we are beggars. And she goes to the fact that we should not be begging international institutions. But while that is true, there are certain circumstances that bring us to be looking out there to sort of supplement or complement whatever we have. But be that as it may, she still stresses the point that where you have abundance, like a man who has a big rice farm, his children should not go hungry. Like a man who has a woman who is farming with bitter ball, the children should not eat dry rice. Like a man who has abundant water in his yard, his children should not go thirsty. So it is a composite kind of thing that Manvik is saying, that when you have a lot, you are a tailor, like old man time a tailor. Your children should not be with all clothes in the village. Because for every yarn of cloth that is brought to you to sew, you can patch those pieces together, and then you can make tamba to wear something that is representative of you being the tailor in that community. So Manvik is on point, and she draws in into her concerns, where Dr. Kofa met with government, and government had asked him to put into black and white what he wants to recommend. And since that agency that he recommended to monitor all of these things that are happening in our society, the people went on the political carpet. So I will say, instead of being a carpet badger to help crossing carpet, the people went on the carpet. And so people are stepping on those to find ideas that Dr. Kofa had thought about. So it's like putting things on paper, but the paper ideas bear no fruit. It's unfortunate, she wants to say. Having said that, we want to thank all of our radio audiences, those in the radio and television landscape of Liberia. And we want to now ask one more question. That is within the same security we're talking about. If a lady is pregnant and she's in the forest, it becomes a security concern because it's highly likely that you have people to reach to those areas for that woman to deliver safely. So from 0 age, when the baby is born, to 5 years old, that citizen of ours might not live to 10 years, to 15 years, to 20 years. And that is a serious security concern. So, Mr. Wright, I see you on your machine. You were busy looking at several data. How do you comment on what the various callers have said? I tried to jump in all of the pieces of information so that you'll be able to comment on what they have said. Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright is off. Mr. Wright?
I'm sorry, I'm talking again. I was muted. Yeah.
Yeah, but you always mute yourself like a veteran. Then you say you can't come in.
Oh my God, I was talking muted. But Mr. Nippy, I think you did a thorough job. And something I really do, well, all the time I do appreciate it, because this is what the callers participate for, right? They want to be part of the program. When they call in and they say their own thing that is on their mind, they expect the callers to reference it in their analysis. And I think you always do a good job of that. Unlike some of us that will pick up some of the ones that really interest us, but you go through the entire list, which is great, because every caller is equal in their own rights. I want to touch on the issue. I think what's the guy name? The guy who spoke, the guy who said, imagine 2 police officers in the district. Imagine what is happening in places like, River G. In the first the analysis leading up to the calls, I wanted to talk about that, but for some reason I don't know why I didn't talk about it, because it quantified
that Mr. Fidesco Tale.
Mr. Fidesco Tale. Mr. Fidesco Tale captures, the essence of what the discussion. Because you got to wrap your head around, what is happening. If we're talking about, 3 officers in a district, go further down and see. It's a complete la-la land. There's no presence, none whatsoever. And one can only imagine what is happening with these people there. And sometimes it's hard to imagine, you know what I mean? For those sitting in murder, for the people sitting in murder, can you imagine for a second and say, what is happening to the people in the back alleys of some town in how to call it, in River Cess? Imagine. So you got this as government officials, you got to think about these things. People are probably getting kidnapped. People are probably getting abused. And so much is happening. I know that they're saying is, well, government can be everywhere. I understand that. But can the government at least try to be somewhere? Because having 3 police officers in a district, you don't exist. No, you don't. Let me come to my own town, Mr. Nippy. My town is called Zaytown. It is the capital. Who know? Yeah, I'm saying it. Zaytown is the capital of Kavala district. None of you are going to change it. All your politics you're playing. Now, 1 police station there. 1. I don't think there's an officer assigned to that town. But Kavala district is the 2nd largest district now in the county of Grangia. 2nd to Chen district. Because of that, it's supposed to have electoral. It's supposed to become an electoral district in the county. But go to Zaytown. No how to call it a police station there. It is the most populated town in that district. So I can understand what the brother is saying. You know, you can only imagine that. Go further down into Sano. You know, into the back bushes. The people just, you know, it's God help us. Yeah, it's God help us. But people got to feel responsible towards one another. I mean, listen to the callers here tonight. Everybody just feel dejected. One thing I got to praise the callers for is that hope is not lost, which is good. I think that one of the good things that come out of the callers here tonight, that in spite of the disappointment, in spite of the despair, in spite of their disapproval, they have not lost hope. They have not lost hope, and that is a good thing. Because that's the last thing we want callers to lose, which is hope. Because when all hope is gone, you know what comes next. That violence, anarchy, and we don't want that. We don't want that. And I want to say thanks to all the callers. It was a good participation. Lots of callers. Alex, you didn't have to stop the callers from calling in. We want you to keep engaging people when we come here. And I know sometimes it gets, you know, you got to do your own thing. But we try, man. I want to push it in. We try, you know, because one day, like tonight, you'll call plenty now, and then for the rest of the show, for the rest of the week, you don't call. We don't capture you. There's no one going to capture you, so you're not going to get your token. But you see, Belekatu, you see, Ome Gonda, they keep calling, so that they will all be on the list. So if you try one time, you come in, at least try. Keep calling, because it will. While you participating too, will be able to come. So thank you, you know, Mr. Elijah, for coming. You know, it's part of everything you say. Let your token here. I'll post some money back on your phone, you know, for participating. But when you do it one time, you don't do it again, then, you know, there's no way Ellis can be able to put you on the list. There's no way Chris will put you on the list, you know. Yeah. So that's my only little thing I want to say before I let you go, because you're ready to the calling today. Even before the show started, you were calling in. When the show opened the line for the call, you kept calling in. That is great. It let us know that you're listening. You want to be part of the show. And we got to be able to, you know, meet you halfway. We say on the side. At least appreciate you. But when you don't do, we'll set a rule now. Our rule say you got to call at least in a week, you call 3 times. And then every 2 weeks. So that means you got to call 6 times in 2 weeks. You know. But you see people with the customers are going out, they always call them. They don't with every night they call. Every night they call. So there's no way they're going to miss that token. All right, Mr. Nippy, I want to start that. Thank you so much.
Well, great. Thank you so much. And I want to thank all of the callers. Captain Doe, you are always on the show. But Man Vic has not let this show down. Man Vic is always...
Mr. Nippy, let me add this one. Man Vic, you know I've been trying to get you. before you went to River G for the loss of your relative, the people told you the number you get, I can't get you, so you gotta call me now. That's how it is. Thank you, Mr. Nipe.
Right. So, Manveg, we want to thank you so much, and I will single myself out and say I salute you, because when we have mothers such as you calling, I always refer to the Republic of Liberia as Mother Liberia. When we have such mothers like you calling on the radio, and you are raising these concerns, the important concerns, you're not speaking only for yourself because you are a Grandidian. You are speaking for every female who will be a future mother. You are speaking about the blind mother, the educated mother, the mother in the village, as well as the mother in governance. You are speaking for the Republic of Liberia, and I want to encourage you. You please continue, because when I think about you, I think about the lady who created Banga. I think about those famous ladies of Liberia. And when you talk, it touches me that you are speaking about a country that you love so dearly. So please continue to do so. Having said that, to the men, before you start beating on Manvig and say, oh, the only singer on Manvig, to all of you, the men, thank you so much. To Claudie, we had expected you to be on the show, because when you come on every time, Claudie, you bring in a lot of interest. You come with different opinion, because all persons don't think the same way. We want to applaud you for your participation, and we look forward in due time for your reports to be coming from Monrovia, whether it is political report, it is social report, it is commerce report. All of those reports will speak to the interests of the Republic of Liberia. So sometimes you may wish to visit the Rallytown market, visit the Douala market, get input from those females, what they are undergoing. Go to the Monrovia City Hall. Find out what is happening to our city. Why the people are reporting that the city is not the kind of city that they should be breathing the fresh air. It's polluted. I saw a photo just a few days ago about the Pinsway environment with this man who should be the honorable city mayor, standing immaculately attired. But in the background of that immaculate attired, we saw what was not conducive to the environment, where our people are selling the commodities that they put in their homes and they eat. So I'd like to encourage you to move on to be like a Paul Bean. I remember the late Paul Bean, and peace to his memory. I remember Paul Bean. He went into the nooks and corners of the Republic of Liberia and brought news to the Liberian people. It is not happening on ELBC. We don't want to take ELBC's position, but we want to encourage you, because I know the level of intelligence that you bring to this show. I know the bandwidth of your thinking, man, Claudie. And that is why we did not rest. We had a conversation centered on you, how you could come in and benefit this show. Without much ado, I want to I'm looking on the screen and I'm not seeing Mr. Nubo. I don't know whether Mr. Nubo has left, and just now Mr. Smith has also left. So let me send it back to the studio and to you, Alexander, Mr. Alexander Wu, to play our theme song. Maybe in the interim of that song.
Also needs to work.
So, Mr. Wu, please play us a few bars of our theme song, and maybe at that time, the veteran will come back, Mr. Nubo will come back.
Hey, veteran, all right, I'm gonna show you.
Veteran Smith?
Yeah, I listen to you. I get busy, that's all.
Let me step back a little from encouraging you to call the justice minister, because where the dirt is where we will try to sweep. You don't go and ask for a sweeper to come and sweep where the dirt is. The man who owns his house, in which or before which you have the dirt, is one you call on. Since we are in Grand Jida, and we are beaming all through the Republic of Liberia, I will encourage you to call the superintendent, because it's within the daily week of the superintendent that we have this current problem existing. Both superintendent of River G and Grand Jida County. And then you might want to subsequently call the superintendent of Grand Cape Mount County, because the superintendent of Grand Cape Mount County is where we understand the Mosi or Burkina Faso have recently mushroomed. And like I said the other day, once they are in Grand Cape Mount County, they are also in Clay, where I went to school with Professor Wallo at his Gertrude Yancey Public School during my formation days. So I'd like to encourage you along those lines to please bring in the Grand Jida superintendent. We would like to ask him one or two questions, and we'd like to prevail upon him to see what he could do. Because when the problem becomes a society concern, it is everybody in that country or in the particular locale where the problem emanates that come on board to find a panacea, to find a solution, to find a common ground, how they can put to rest the problem. Because we cannot depend on the superintendent alone, but with our collective input, the superintendent will do a fine job or an excellent job. And this is the thrust of this show. When we find problem, we identify the problem. We try to find mitigating conditions that will either cancel all the problem, solve the problem, control the problem, or have the potential of minimizing the problem. Having said that, Veteran Smith, how soon can you bring the people of Grand Jida County and then subsequently River G and then Grand Cape Mount respectively?
I think the superintendent of Grand Jida listening to us right now. So what I might do, the other counties which I haven't reached out to, Cape Mount, River G, River Cess, my county, and other counties where they are moving gradually. The superintendent welcome to Top FM. I beg to differ, but I will still make it formally, maybe if that's the case, but he always welcome on the show. So we'll make it formally to him again, but he always welcome to come on Top FM. I beg to differ to, share this issue. The senator, he's the one I would try to get the most because he represents the whole county. and he can gather other stakeholders with him, Senator Yaya, which he been flagging this issue. But now how far he have flagged this issue to the other colleagues to see how serious, because it started gradually and it built. So at this point, when the president trying to put commission together, this is where Senator Yaya should be coming to the station and pushing us so he can have more support if he bringing a bill to the Senate about what's happening, because it's not just happening to Grand Chita, now have going to other counties. So if he really been fighting for this cause, he in a better position now because people are concerned now, or he been flagging this issue for some time. Now that you have attention, not only the president, but the national security, other counties. So he needs to come on the airwave. I will try to call him again tomorrow to see whether he can come tomorrow. But tomorrow we have a guest. So maybe Wednesday I will try to bring him. But then I will try to go to my own schoolmate, Kofi Woods, who is head of the national security, to see whether I can get him, how quickly the commission will come out with this report, and whether he can touch on it, because he's one of the few people that just don't talk about national security. And you being in the diplomacy, is it good when the person who has the national security of the country do not talk? There are times they come out and talk, but I haven't heard him talking. So whether I would be the first to break that silence or my good friend Kofi Woods to say something, I would try to reach out to him. But what I have noticed so far, he haven't talked. And he might be working, but
let me hold you on that. Let me hold you on that, Veteran Smith, with due respect. I want us to take incremental steps. What do I mean? I want us to put if we are going to militarize this conversation, let us say march time march, we take the left foot and we put the right foot. Let's call the superintendent first. Let's capture as much information that we can capture from the superintendent, the district commissioners, maybe the paramedic, but the superintendent should be fine. Let's get the superintendent on board first. And then when we have sufficient information, I agree with you, we could then call the National Security Advisor to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Yuma Walker. Let us suspend the National Security Advisor tentatively and get to conclude our conversation with the superintendents of Grand Chita County, River Cess, Grand Cayman County, and wherever they have mushroomed, because we want to know, find out certain things from these honorable men that will give us a bandwidth of discussion that we can then use as a platform or as a means for additional information to reach it to the Minister of Justice or the National Security Advisor. So please let us have, in the shortest possible time, officially talk to the superintendent of Grand Chita County. Let's do that incrementally, sir. With the last 15 minutes, it is important to go back to what we discussed the other time about the same national security imperative. And that's the first job I did, because I knew I had a civic duty to the Republic of Liberia. Having become a boss scout troop commander for troop number 1, St. Patrick's troop of the Catholic Church near the Republic, near Monrovia. And I am always conscious of the citizens' civic duty to the Republic of Liberia. And so I want to come on to the military, the Liberian National Police Force. We have a civic responsibility as citizens not to be called upon to do your duty to God and your country. And that's what I learned when I was a boss scout. Say, on my honor, I will do my duty to God and to my country and to obey this God law. And so we have this civil responsibility, and I'm encouraging all young men. Don't see the tongue in front of you and you don't help to break that tongue. Don't see it. You say, oh man, I don't care. Or you see the glass bottle right there. You say, oh man, let the bottle be there. You can pick up that glass bottle. That's your civic responsibility. You can help the superintendent. You can help the commissioner. You can help the clan chief, the paramount chief, the quarter chief, the town chief. You can help. More than that, you can help the national security by registering. Whenever you have that information, you can go and register, sit the test. If you fail the first time, go back, sit the test, become a police officer, become a military personnel. I am sure the government should be magnanimous. The government should have a fair sense of appreciation when you, the citizen, opt to go and say, I want to be a policeman. But I mean that the 11th grade, and the government should say, when you graduate as a 12th grader, we will give you scholarship to go to the University of Liberia. And then you become a policeman, and while you are a policeman, you will go into school. E. Harding Smythe did that. With some of those who became police officers, they did not go through the real police training, but they were police officers on the job. And eventually they had some crash courses here, there, and yada, and they became distinguished police officers. You can do that for our country. And then to the police commissioner, you can visit those schools. You can talk to the students. William V.S. Totman High School, the College of West Africa, St. Teresa Convent, Cathedral High School, Bushwa Island. You can go to the William Albert Talbot High School. You can go to the Elizabeth Totman Memorial Academy, ETMI, in Cartersville. And then you can start encouraging our young men and young ladies to position themselves for that calling to becoming police officer. The government then will see the need to augment the police people's salary, because 150 is not enough. The man Vic says, we have abundant resources. It is high time that we add value to those abundant resources. For instance, we have logs. Government itself can fell those logs, bring some of those logs down, convert them into beds, cupboards, building materials. You can do that, government, to sort of supplement or complement the budget. It's high time now that we look at our natural resources. The rubber plantations that we have, go to Firestone. I said that the last time, and I will continue to say that. In the midst of abundance, we cannot be poor. So someone needs to be telling the government, someone needs to be helping the government to go to Firestone. If there are 2 million tons of rubber that you coagulate and send out, get a certain percentage of the rubber. The Liberian government can encourage you as a private investor or an entrepreneur to start making rubber gloves, plates, paraphernalia for the kitchen. We can start making some rain boots. That's how we can add value to some of the things that we have. That's how we can put, because economics speaks about people. We are people. The economy cannot thrive because people are the ones that will be there to keep the economy running. When people are employed, when people are used in industry. We spoke just the other day with Mr. Horton, and
I think he muted.
Yeah, my phone just went off briefly. And so we can add value. We can add value to a lot of our things in Liberia. We cannot let Beer Mountain just take everything that we heard from Mr. Aaron Pay. Although the information came to us as it was a secondary information, but no information can be dispensed of. We can get some of the iron from that place and open a little place. And let the people start doing something like Burkina Faso. Let us start doing something like Burkina Faso. We cannot export everything. You cannot have your house and you rent all the rooms and you sleep in the living room. Eventually they'll throw you out of the house. But the more people you put into your own house and you empower them in your own house, they take every space within that house. You have no place to live. Naturally, they are throwing you through the back door or the front door, and you'll be homeless sooner or later. That infers to the strangers that we have in our midst, the Burkina Bees. Once you empower them financially and they get stronger than the people in Grangita County, they get stronger than the people in River G, they get stronger than the people in Cape May County, in Riverside, respectively. Of course, when money talks, a whole lot of things happen. We cannot be disingenuous to ourselves. We cannot be disingenuous to ourselves. Then it becomes enslaving ourselves. We cannot enslave. We must not enslave. We should not enslave ourselves. Because if the more strangers we bring that become wealthier than we are, we become subservient. Then we will start saying to the stranger, yes, sir. Okay, I hear you, sir. Yes, sir, I will do it, sir. No. We cannot be honorlings to a strange person. That's why the Israelites said, how can we sing this song in a strange land? Then in our own land we become strangers because we have financially in power, structurally in power, economically in power, the stranger. It's hard time, Liberians, for you to take the reins of things. A hard time, Liberians, for you not to depend on the government alone. A hard time, Liberia, to stop this demonstration and think positively. Demonstration will not do anything. Every day you just want to demonstrate and cause noise. If I were the police director, I will give you sufficient police protection. I will give you band to march you. 24 hours you want to demonstrate, I will give you band. I will protect you. I will bring the military in the street. And you go anywhere you want to go and do your marching, and you will dance that day. If you feel that that's the only thing you can do for Liberia, just to demonstrate. If that is the only thing that you think you can do for your mother, who needs support from the country, if that is the only thing you need to do to disparage our country and make our country look black in the eyes of the international community, if that is the only thing that you want to do, to demonstrate. Every day we just hear about demonstrating. If that is the only thing you can do, then if I were the police director, with the knowledge under my belt, I will certainly make you to walk in the sun. I will bring you water. I will bring you band so you can demonstrate. But at the end of the day, your demonstration should be a positive demonstration. Your demonstration should not be violent. Your demonstration should not be to castigate the leaders before yesterday and today. Your demonstration should be positive. Where you come, you think out of the box and you bring solutions. And then when you bring solutions, the government will call you and you can be member of the day to sit down at the table and to wrestle with the problems that you have identified with the solution, and Liberia will then be a better country. So those would be my only comments. As I close up and send the conversation back to Mr. Archie Wright, I want to thank Alexander Wu, who has been so efficient in producing this show. Mr. White is on to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nepe, for being at the wheels. Thank you for leading the show tonight. Thanks to all of our callers. You really participated tonight. That was good. The discussion was deep and insightful, and we appreciate that. Mr. Veteran Smith, we want to welcome you back to the platform. Hopefully you wouldn't mute yourself again. I think that's all the time we have. Veteran Smith, you want to say something for at least a minute before we go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. We stick on a subject and we leave the subject. You remember we're talking about Boko Haram, issue of national security. Now we got Burkina Faso, and we'll start here. We might leave it, and then we might jump on it. So all of these things are national security issues. Now, when we were discussing Boko Haram, we saw that they were going. People will have video to show that they are settling in other parts of Liberia. But maybe it's so quiet now, we're not talking about it again. Maybe information not coming up. Then it will come bigger. And then it comes to our attention. So I think we need to deal with all of these national security issues, how small it might be, but it can turn out to be big. And so we'll see whether we can go back to that the national security issue we had the last time, because I heard that they are going into the remote part areas that we don't talk about, that you talk about, like Riverside and other places, Cape Man, Bummy, where people don't have security, and so they live in the village, so they understand how to live that type of life. And I think those are the remote areas that we are not concerned about, or we don't have officers and immigration. Those are the vulnerable places that we should learn to focus on to have our security in those areas. Because when we leave it unprotected, that's how our enemy come in between. And then when they catch us, then it's too late, because we are giving deaf ears to those areas. We need to put resources in the remote area of Liberia. At least whether there are 3 police officers, 2 immigration officers, or military people, we need to start protecting our remote, vulnerable area of our nation. We need to start protecting it. Otherwise, strangers will get there, utilize it, build there, and then we'll come back, talk about this subject again. So that's my only warning to this whole commission that has been set up. It shouldn't be only on the Burkina Faso. It should be on all protected national security issues.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Mr. Veteran Smith. We'll now hand it back over to Mr. LXD Wulu, who will send us home. Mr. Wulu?
All right. So I just want to say thanks to every one of you. Thanks for today's show. It was great. Like I always say, thanks so much, Mr. Navy, for having me on the show. It's good to be here, Mr. Wright. Thank you, and let's know what was your topic. There are other people who was not even waiting to welcome this, but then their friends are doing it, and they don't just want to sit tomorrow times kind of start laughing, and then so they just have to force it and start doing it. If you go deep down to other people start doing your interview, they say, well, I wanted to do it because we know those people problem. But however, we hope that our government can come in and regulate all of these things. So thanks all of you for the show. Thanks for coming, and we hope to be back here tomorrow, same time, same station.
Thank you, Mr. Wulu. See you tomorrow, same place, same time. Good night, fella. Good night, fella.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Wulu.